comment already. And no one, I don't think anyone's here yet. Oh, well, there's a thumbs up. That's something. Already got one comment. People wanting to do a giveaway, apparently. I'm going to talk about that. No one's here yet. I'm going to wait for people to pop in before we really kind of get rolling. But talking in case you are watching this later, because apparently some people do that. We've got some giveaways coming up. Not here tonight, but I'll talk about that when kind of the chat gets more lively. Again, with a lot of these streams, I kind of just let the chat, dictate the conversation. I've got some slipcovers behind me. Maybe we can have some slipcover conversations because obviously I am Slipcover Steve. But we did have a comment. I'll answer that right now. Something, again, talking about giveaway tonight. Yeah, giveaway tonight. But definitely giveaways are going to happen. And definitely never a DVD giveaway because that's kind of ridiculous. We do have someone in here. Hello, how are you doing out there? Waiting for more people to show up before we kind of really get things rolling. Well, we already got 2 likes. That's pretty cool. Baby Blu-ray is over sleeping on the other side of the room, so I don't know if she'll join us. Maybe later, if she wakes her butt up. But again, the way these streams work, a lot of times the conversation will dictate what happens. But let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can't. Hopefully the audio sounds fine. But again, we'll wait for more people to pop in here. Right now, I'm just going to keep rocking. Saturday nights, 10 p.m. It's a little late, but I feel like most people are up late Saturdays, and I'm a night owl myself, so it's easier for me to do these late night streams. Probably going to be going until about midnight. We got 2 people in here now. Welcome. 3. Everyone's just popping in. Again, if you guys can hear me, let me know. Hopefully everything sounds okay. Everyone here, if you can pop that like button so that when more people are alerted, that'd be sick as possible. We got 2 likes so far. I'm going for about, looks like almost 3 minutes. We'll be streaming for about 3 minutes here soon, so waiting for more people to pop up before we really kind of get things rolling. Sorry, didn't mean to bump that. But I guess for you guys that are here early, I will tell you we've got a few videos in the bag lined up for the next few days. Sounds good. Waiting for some wisdom. Well, you always get wisdom when you come and watch Slipcover Steve. I don't think I've ever been wrong. These are just straight, and that's just a fact. It's that simple. We got 4 likes though, my guys. That's pretty good, especially for these streams. But the more people we can get, the better. So hopefully more people pop in. I think as we keep going, that probably will happen. But I'm glad the audio sounds good. For you guys that are here early, I will tell you, I've got 3 videos in the bag, so there should be something coming out tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday right now. I've also got plans for some giveaways in the future. I've got a couple items right now planned. I'm not exactly sure how to go about that, so when more people get in here, we'll kind of talk about that and see if people have suggestions. I'm very professional. I've been doing these streams now for like 8 million years. Look at that. We got 5 people, 5 likes. Thanks for liking, guys. Hello there. How are you doing there, Jimmy? Oh, we're down to 3. We lost 2 people. Just like that. They were waiting for wisdom, but it's just like sometimes you gotta wait for people to show up. I can't give the wisdom away when no one's here. What's the point? Wonderful. Again, as I was talking, I don't know if you guys are here. I've got some plans for 3 videos coming up. So there should be some tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. One of them is just kind of like a simple stuff I've purchased in the last month. We've got one kind of talking about a hot topic tomorrow. I can't remember what Tuesday's video is. I think it had something to do with slipcovers because I am Slipcover Steve, of course. If I'm not talking about slipcovers, then what am I doing with my life? Got some slipcovers behind me. But I will tell you guys, I do plan on giving away, not that particular copy of Piranha, but I am going to be giving away a copy of Piranha in an upcoming video. What have I watched this week? Honestly, I haven't watched a lot. I have been working a lot. That's why I haven't really been able to do a lot of lives. Been working a ton, making that money so I can buy more slips. So, sadly, not a lot. I'm trying to think if I have really seen anything. Because I don't even know what's come out like this week. I know Bad Boys 4, I think, came out this week. I can't say anything on it. I'm a big fan of the Slappers, so I will be checking that out. It's a shame Michael Bay isn't directing that, because everyone knows Michael Bay is like a world-class director, so kind of a missed opportunity. We got 4 people in here. We keep going. We've hit the 5 mark twice, so, and then people have tuned out, but that's okay. They made another Bad Boys. It's out. I'm pretty sure. If it's not out, I think it came out this weekend. I'm like 90% sure. I don't know what else did. That's right, Watchers. That's from Mr. Shyamalan. So plenty of twists, I'm sure. What are you going to see next week? I don't even know what comes out next week. I know there's like that old timer movie from Kevin Costner coming out like at the end of next month. I don't know what newer movies are, where it's at. Again, I made a whole video about my favorite movie so far this year, and this has been one of the best years of cinema. I know, speaking of Late Night with the Devil, I know that not Jason, but basically Jason movie, In a Violent Nature came out here. That's pretty sick. So you could always pop in the theaters and see that. Apparently people kind of like it, I guess. I'm probably going to be tuning out on that one. Sounds like it's more of like a nature documentary more than anything, but apparently there's some good kills. So, there's some value there, I guess. But, anyone seen any of the movies behind me? Can anyone tell what those movies are? I know what they are because I put them there. Hold on here. Did I get my... Oh, I did not get my hookup to do the Sadness. She like got fired because of that video, which is ridiculous, and she like has not been responding to my text. So Jensen's out of the picture, sadly. So I gotta find another hookup over there. TCM, yep, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the Vinegar Syndrome hard case is back there. I don't know if is that technically part of that Vinegar Syndrome University line or whatever? I think it might be. I think. Navy SEALs is part of that. I'm still waiting on my Vinegar Syndrome package. I don't know if everyone else has received theirs. Well, I have been literally like sending them email, about 4 times a day. Not a peep. I think it's just because of that whole debacle where I got out of those copies. I think they've got me on some kind of crap list, They're taking too long. I think they said they mailed your package. I haven't even gotten a shipping label. I've gotten all my other packages. I've not had Vinegar Syndrome, so who knows when I'll get that. If you just popped in, make sure you smack that like button, my guys. The more traction we get, the more likely people are to find it. It is a bunch of BS, though. Absolutely. If you haven't checked out any recent videos, I just did a review on the Crimson Peak Arrow Video Deluxe box set. I talk about the movie, too, if you want to review the movie. I have a lot of things to say about that, so make sure you check that out. Inside Out, yeah, I don't know. Emotions in real life are difficult enough. I don't know if I need to watch a whole movie about emotions. That's right, I did do Crimson Peak. I don't know if you haven't checked that out. Did that a few days ago. Not a lot of people saw that one. That's fine. Sometimes reviews are hit or miss. I'll either get one where, about 500 people will click it, and sometimes about 40 people click it. That's just how it goes. So, but that's up there. I just did a video on what my plan is if my collection were to get destroyed. So that's a good one to check out if you haven't seen that. Obviously, I had that big Walmart rant. If you haven't seen that, that was pretty popular. That got a lot of traction. So we've got 6 people in here. Make sure you smack that like button. You're a love/hate of Walmart. You talking about Walmart, I assume, Anna? Or are you talking about Crimson Peak? We got 6 likes. Again, if you just popped in, make sure you hit that like button. Crimson Peak. Well, again, I've got a whole video on Crimson Peak. Walmart never has anything special, Again, I know people love the Steelbook section. Oh, hey, how are you doing, Mr. Cortez? Again, people love the Steelbook section. I get it. There's a tiny bit of boutique love in there, but my argument is that, they could be doing better. I don't really care if they mistreat the employees there, It is what it is, You can't change that, But, they should at least treat collectors better. Give me a reason to pop in. I'm glad you liked that video, Cortez. But yep, I did that one. We did all the Walmart rant video. I can't think of what else. I've done about a video pretty much every day for about a week. So I keep trying to put content out there. That way there's always something. I don't expect everyone to click on every video. It's cool if you don't. But, some of them land, some of them don't. That's just the name of the game. We have, again, if you're just popping in here, smash that like button. Thank you, sir. I'm glad you liked it. Again, if you just popped in, I did mention I've got some giveaways coming up. It's actually one of the upcoming videos. I don't know if it'll be in tomorrow's video or Monday's video. It's whichever one I kind of talk about, like the stuff I got this month. And there's going to be a little bit of a preview of some giveaway stuff I've got coming up. I'm going to be giving away Piranha 4K. I have a brand new sealed copy that I got basically for next to nothing. So I figured I'd share that wealth with you guys. That's right, giveaways are coming. I've got that. I've got a slipcover of Prince of Darkness 4K I'm going to give away. Maybe other stuff too down the road. The Day of the Dead 4K. I didn't know there was a Day of the Dead 4K, to be honest with you. I have the Dawn of the Dead 4K. But yeah, make sure if you're not subscribed, this is probably a good time. You're going to want to keep your eyes peeled on the page. That way you can kind of be there first. I don't know if anyone has suggestions on how I should handle a giveaway. Is it something I should do when I hit so many subscribers? Is it something I should just do in like a single video? Is it something I should just kind of mention all my videos? I'm trying to figure that out. So, yes, I do have Dawn of the Dead. I don't have the super fancy one. I have the slim one, which is worth significantly less. So, which is a real bummer. Again, Second Sight should be calling me, should be sending me mail, should be sending me emails letting me know when the sick limited edition stuff drops. But, they failed me on that one, so I missed out on that. But I do have the slim one. So I do have it. They need to give, they need to give that all-star treatment to the Zack Snyder movie, because that's the one everyone wants to see, absolutely. But yeah, like I said, if anyone has suggestions on how to handle a giveaway, or even if you have ideas of content you'd like to see, let me know. I'm always up and open to suggestions. It doesn't mean a guarantee I'll do it, but I try. I am going to mention it for a bit. I mean, it's probably something I'm going to mention in a bunch of videos, but I just don't know if I should tie it to one specific video or what. I don't know if I have access to polls. I might. I guess I haven't really looked. I probably do. And again, this is another time I'll plug. If you have Facebook, Slipcover Steve, me, is on Facebook. I have a Facebook account and I have an Instagram. I don't post on them a ton. Most of the time, it's just me posting links to the videos. Not really on Instagram, but or occasionally I post pictures of baby Blu-ray, or if I have something, but not a ton. But again, it's a way you can kind of keep in contact. You can direct message me, whatever you want to do. I saw it coming, but now it's gone. Of course, there it is. Oh, I see. I might have to hit 500. It's possible. I know I can post community posts, so I have that. I just didn't know if I can do the polls. Yes, I have other accounts. Again, like there isn't like a ton of exclusive content, but you never know. Sometimes I might get more active. I actually used to have, because when I started this, I was doing TikTok and YouTube at the same time. I don't really post anything on TikTok. I was literally just posting the same videos on both platforms, and those videos don't really work on TikTok, so I didn't really continue with that. I might eventually go back and kind of start stuff. YouTube Shorts is definitely something I need to start doing. I know that. I'm just not really sure of how to pursue that, though. I am very new, yeah. So eventually we'll get down that road. But who knows? Maybe by the time I'll sell out to Walmart, you got to be calling me DVD down or something. Who knows? Anything can happen. If the numbers they keep throwing at me keep getting better, I'm just eventually going to sell out probably. But each number, it's bigger and bigger. Oh, I've been collecting about 2 years, Eli. That's a very long time. 2 years is about as long as it gets. Yeah, you never know. What DVD down would probably catch on really well. Probably have like 100 million subscribers if I was DVD down. Then I have to change Baby Blu-ray's name to like, I don't know, Dinky DVD or something. I don't know yet. You never know what the future will hold. Again, we've got still 5 people. Hopefully, maybe tonight we can cross into maybe 20. I think the most I've ever had watching one of these at a time is maybe 15. I can't remember. And of course, it gets more views after, but I don't know. I kind of just announced this stream this morning, so I never have quite crazy expectations. It's always just nice people tune in. That's right. DVDs are stinky, but just 3 ongoing accounts. I don't know. I think though the thing is Walmart would want to wipe out Slipcover Steve, so I feel like it'd just be one of those things where I'd be forced into becoming that. So Walmart's very powerful though. Very, very powerful. And they've got a lot of money, and they put a lot of money in DVD, so it's the future, I guess, of YouTube. It's just DVD content. That seems to be all the rage right now in the physical media space. So it's that, and I know people are really excited about the Clash of the Titans 4K from Arrow. That's going to be a sick release. Everyone loves the remake. You got Clash and its sequel. What was that called? I don't even remember the name of the sequel, but those are both awesome movies. More Platinum Dune classics. We need more Platinum Dune movies on 4K. So I'm waiting. I know you guys probably are too. But again, if you guys have any suggestions for content you want to see, I don't know, should I be doing like new release roundups? Those seem to be like stuff people like. Oh, you want an update on the cabin? It's still there, I've been a little afraid to get there lately because it's surrounded by bears, but it is there. Baby Blu-ray is very strong, but I don't know if she's ready to take on a bear. She can take on like a meth head that comes in and try to steal my collection, but when you're talking about a giant bear, you got a whole different problem. 5-10 minute review of some discs. My God, I have thought about that. I've done some. Like I said, I just did the Crimson Peak review, and that's, I don't know, around 5 minutes, I think. So I do them sometimes. I have thought about the problem with me doing trailer reactions is I'm incredibly lazy and I don't really have like a good setup. So it's mostly just like I just either be pointing exclusively at me or like I have like my phone or something pointing at the TV. So it just kind of looks like garbage. That's my one problem. And I also feel like by the time I have time to do it, it's already like old news. You kind of got to be like real quick on that. But I have done some. I know in the past I had done one for the Planet of the Apes movie. I did one for Deadpool 3. But it is something I've thought about getting back to doing. Maybe at some point I'll try that. I know that. I know you'd mentioned like a Star Wars ranking video before. I have that written down. It's something I'll probably do at some point. Um, Maybe a short. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, again, here at Slipcover Steve, I only try to strive for like top quality content, so it's just kind of hard to like put out something like that. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm still kind of trying to figure out, ideas for shorts, just maybe stuff that's more going to generate more attention, not like attention, but like stuff that's just going to be kind of like at least stuff where I don't have to worry about it being something like going to hit like 40 views, maybe something that's at least going to float around at least a couple hundred views and people enjoy hopefully. But the channel's still been steadily growing. We are I think before the stream we were at 417 subscribers. That's not bad. I think the last time I did a stream it was like 360 something, so maybe it was 370. I think it was 368 the last time I did a stream, so that's a decent amount of growth, and that's been 2-3 weeks I think. So as long as it's still growing, that's always a good thing. But again, if you've just got here, make sure you hit that like button. Just that way we can get more people, more eyes on it. I think we had 6 people watching this. I saw at one point it's down to 5. We've been sticking at about 5 people, so hopefully we can get to at least the double digits. And I did post a link for it on Facebook and on Twitter, though I'm going to tell you, if you want to follow my Twitter, you can. All of my profiles have the same picture the Slipcover Steve does, where it's just Sasquatch with the 2 chicks, so you should be able to find them. We do need to get more viewers, absolutely. But again, like I said, this isn't like something I announced far out. I announced it at about like 5-6 in the morning, so I could do that, Anna. Super short video of you watching things during the week. Now, what do you mean by watching things, Anna? Do you mean like watching trailers or watching movies, or what do you mean? I assume that's what you mean, like trailers and like movies. That's very possible, though. Again, my work schedule has been a little crazy too. That's been part of it. I usually work pretty late into the evening, so that can kind of cause clashes with production of content. But I'm always looking, try something new here, experimenting. I feel like I've pretty much said pretty much everything I have to say. I mean, I'm always going to have things to say about DVDs, that's not stopping, but in terms of DVD-centric videos, not really a lot else to say about it. I've already unveiled the Walmart conspiracy. I mean, like I said, I'm always going to be talking about DVDs. That's not going to stop. But I don't know. I've talked about VHS. I thought about talking about Laserdisc, but at the same time, like, I don't even know anyone that collects Laserdisc. I think there's like 5 old timers that do. Now, you mean those fart magnets? That's what those chairs are. Anything like who wants a used chair? That's just disgusting. Like, you think of all the thousands of farts it's collected. you know, and maybe even poop. Someone may have pooped on that chair. You know, people don't just give away a quality chair. There's always a story behind it. You know, I can just tell you from living my life that every chair I've had, I've farted in dozens of times, and I'm sure you farted in all of your chairs too. It doesn't matter. So it's always something you have to keep in the back of your head. Do I want to collect someone else's farts? So, oh look at that, we lost someone. We're down to 4. We're struggling tonight. That's all right though. Some people just don't like fart conversations, I guess. We're back up to 5. I don't know. Again, I don't even know like who else is streaming. I know it's Saturday, so it's kind of a big streaming night because a lot of people have the night off. So that's also playing into it. Again, I never have really a lot of expectations. As long as somebody shows up, you know, that's the important part. But again, you know, I'm still just kind of trying to think. It seems like anytime I do physical media centric videos, they definitely seem to perform better than when I do like general movie videos, which is kind of weird because you'd think there'd be more of a parallel between the two, but there's just not. I guess I don't know. It just seems like physical media people really just want to have it on the shelf and not watch it, which, to be fair, is the smart move. The more you watch your discs, the more damage it's going to get. It's just like it's like two different audiences, I guess, which is, like I said, it's very odd. You know, you'd think it'd be almost like the same. But that's YouTube for you. You know, it's a learning process the whole way through. Wear and tear. Are we talking about wear and tear on the discs? There's a lot of wear and tear on the discs, I can tell you that. You know, you put a disc in one time and you pull it out of your player, it's like scratched up and like barely ready to go. I should do that. I should talk about the wear and tear. That could work. Wear and tear on the discs. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Anna. That's possible. Are you talking about like breaking the bad batch of discs, Anna? I mean, I see a lot of bad discs out there. I mean, go to Goodwill, and I guarantee you, 90% of those discs have disc rot, and then you're gonna bring that home, and it's gonna spread like wildfire, just like that. Absolutely. Um, let's see here. I had a thought. Now I can't even quite remember it. Baby Blu-ray is still asleep. I don't think she's gonna wake up anytime soon. So that's something that's going on. You know, I don't understand. You know, I tell that cat, you know, we're getting ready to stream. You need to get over here. What does she do? Go sleeps on a table, like the most uncomfortable space possible. Just takes a giant nap. You know, it's just like, how rude can you be? Like, people are tuning in to check you out. You know, they want to see a big fluffy cat. And what do they get? They get just Steve by himself with no fluffy cat. And it's just rude. But, you know, I can't really scold her too much. She's a good girl. It looks like we are at 6 now. Again, if you're just popping in, hit that like button. I know you're having a good time. Who isn't having a good time? Oh, of course they left. We're back down to 5. No, we're still at 6. I don't know what I'm talking about. I had 20 people in chat. I don't remember that, Anna, but I'm just gonna go with it and say you're right. I don't know if we'll match 20 tonight. Again, I know a lot of people are like graduating high school and families are out and about, you know, living their lives, so. Baby Blu-ray was a big fan of Garfield. You know, she relates to Garfield a lot. She likes to eat. She likes to, you know, come up with crazy shenanigans. She does not like dogs, though. I guess Garfield doesn't really like Odie that much, so maybe they have that in common. Um, she's like over there sleeping and licking her lips, which is a very odd thing to hear. I don't think you guys could hear that, though. But But yeah, no, Baby Blu-ray loved Garfield. Garfield's a movie you guys need to see. That's like kind of one of the top dogs of the year. Again, if you saw my top 5 movies of 2024 so far, you would have seen Garfield is in that discussion as a movie you need to check out. And Garfield is something that people are going to remember. That's a movie people are going to be talking about in 10 years. That's for sure. I don't know if people are going to be talking about Furiosa. I don't know if people are going to be talking about, Kingdom of Ape Town or whatever, but I think people are going to remember Garfield, that's for sure. People love good family entertainment. I think, honestly, Inside Out 2, it's going to have a lot of competition because I think Garfield's got legs. And that box office hasn't been doing good. I did a video on that too. If you haven't checked that out, I had a video where I talk about this year's box office, which is kind of befuddling to me because, again, this has been one of the best years for movies yet. Absolutely. But, people just aren't checking it out. I think people are like, I need to invest my money in slipcovers. I need to invest it in crypto. I need to invest it in, like, GameStop stock. And that's just where people's money's going. They're just saying, I'm going to take a break from the theater. I believe it is. I'm pretty sure Garfield has had nothing but phenomenal weekends since that video. I think people saw my top 5 video and they're like, Steve is right. We need to go out and check out Garfield. So, again, I'm just happy to help make a difference because Garfield's a movie that needs more eyes on it. We are up to 7 people watching. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit that like button. It's always appreciated. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Always putting out, I try to put out content all the time. Usually put out at least 5 videos a week. And it's all, A+ material. So this is where you want to be. I would like to wake up Baby Blu-ray, but then I'd have to get out of the chair and then there'd just be like a big empty space and there'd be nothing. And then I'd come back probably empty-handed because the cat probably wouldn't want to come. And even if I get her to come, she's just going to leave. She is awake though. I see her looking at me, so maybe she'll come over. You coming over, Baby Blu-ray? Probably not. She's kind of a jerk. But again, for the couple new people that popped in, we are going to be doing giveaways soon. I've got Piranha 4K. I have a brand new copy. Going to be giving that away at some point. And I have a slipcover for the 4K of John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness, the acclaimed director of, I think, Friday the 13th. So you're going to want to get those items. No details yet. This is just kind of a pre-announcement, because I'm going to have another video where I don't announce the giveaway formally, but we're going to talk about the giveaway, so you're going to hear about it again. And you're probably going to hear about it a lot once the giveaway happens. It's just going to be something that's just constantly being discussed. Look at that. Just like that went from 7 to 6. That person that left didn't even have the decency to press the like button. How rude. It's just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Maybe they didn't like the Garfield discussion. Maybe they're, maybe they're in like the minority. They don't like Garfield. They don't appreciate Garfield. But Garfield's like a meme icon. That's what people like to talk about is Garfield. You go to any school, high school, elementary school, middle school, what are people talking about right now? Garfield. What are people going to be talking about when the school starts back up? Garfield. It's just that simple. But has anyone seen any movies that have come out in the last week or two? What are your thoughts on them? You don't appreciate Anna, I don't know how anyone wouldn't appreciate Garfield. My audio is low. I don't know if I can adjust that. Hold on, let me try and move it a little closer. Can you hear me better now? Is that an improvement? I don't have a way to really do anything with this, I think. Let me click. All that did was mute it. So, yeah, I'm just using my iPad. I don't have a separate microphone for that. but I'll try and speak a little louder. So can you hear me better right now? I'm just trying to work with what I got here. So hopefully you can hear me better now. I know that people earlier said they could hear me. It's a little better. How low are we talking? Are we talking like here, here, here? Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to make it sound better. But hopefully you can hear me right now. I'm going to keep trying to speak up, I suppose. That way you can hear me a bit better. You have me at full volume. Well, again, if you have me at full volume, that's probably not great. But I understand, my audio isn't always the best. But again, with this, it's not that I can't invest money into this because I have enough money I could, but I also just choose not to because this is just YouTube and I'm not really making anything off of YouTube. So I don't really like to invest in something unless there's a return. So maybe someday, like if I get to a point where YouTube decides to monetize me, I would consider, putting that money back into the channel, obviously, but we are not at that point yet. But again, hopefully someday that can happen, maybe. You never know. We've got 7 people in here right now. Again, if you're sitting there watching, let me know how you feel about the audio. Is the audio okay? Is it pretty poor? It is better? No, this is a fully open conversation. Anyone can interrupt at any time. I'm just I let you guys kind of dictate where this conversation is going. So we can kind of talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm just kind of being open and honest about the audio. Again, I know I need to get a mic. That would help with a lot of the situation. And I don't even think mics are really that expensive. It will happen at some point. But again, I don't have a lot of equipment. I've got an ancient computer because who uses computers anymore? Am I right? It's just I use the iPad and I use my phone, and my phone speaker is better. But for the streams I do the iPad because it's a bigger screen so I can see the comments a little easier. If I use my phone, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So that's kind of the dealio with that. But again, I'm trying to keep it loud. Reading? Did you go to the library and get books, Anna? Again, I've made countless videos on why books are kind of a waste of time. I'm pretty sure, like I said, homeless people, to use them for tissues, to use it for toilet paper. It's just not really it's not a viable thing to have. Is there value in books? Like books, I feel like they lost their relevancy, 200 years ago? But that's just me, Obviously, these bookstores must be, getting money from, the mafia or something. They're doing something to keep alive. Honestly, I didn't even think about that, but that's probably the truth, because there's, 3 bookstores in, my town, and I've, never seen a soul in them. So I'm pretty sure they're just getting mafia money. I will be getting all 3 versions of Trick or Treat, obviously. I'm going to probably buy 2 of each, because those are going to go out of print sooner rather than later, I am sure. So obviously, if I wa, that's what I see from this latest comment. If I wa. But yes, no, Trick or Treat, I'll be picking that up. I was a little bummed out when I found out it was not the 2009 Trick or Treat. But, you live and learn. That's all we can do. But I will be ordering those when they're available. I know physical media people are, frothing at the mouth for that movie. So I will definitely be picking up 2 copies of each, hard case. Books have done nothing for anybody, but yeah, slipcovers are an absolute Easy investment for sure. Exactly. That's the only time I've ever read. And even then, most of the time when I was in high school, I was just pretending to read because, like, I was just like, I'm not a dork. I want to be up in, like, the gym, pumping iron, drinking Red Bull, drinking a Monster Energy drink, stuff normal people do, stuff cool people do. If I was just sitting in a, like, like, probably the restroom, like, reading a book because I didn't want people to catch me reading a book, like, I wouldn't even know. Like, and then, like, you have to, like, use, like, your brain to, like, come up with, like, an image. Like, I don't want to do that. I would rather just, watch, like, a 10-hour Netflix show where, like, they give me the image, they give me all the information I need. That's what I want. That's what I think books should turn into. We just need to stop showing books. We need to get rid of all books in school and just, have that room filled with computers with Netflix on it so that way kids can actually learn something. Anna, you are like, I don't know how old you are, Anna, but I'm assuming if you're reading books, you must be like, what, like 64 or something? I don't know any young people that are reading books anymore. I know you're just probably sitting there reading some like Amish book or something, like an Amish romance novel. That's what all the old ladies like in my town used to read. It was always Amish romance novels. And again, I just don't know how cool that is. But I hope it works out for you. I wish you the best. Lord of the Rings is in theaters this month. I'm They're coming out with a new movie of that, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's like a Gollum movie or something. So, I guess if you haven't seen those movies, the best way to catch up, definitely do that instead of reading those books because I couldn't even fathom reading a book like that. My Goodwill, yeah, honestly, like the idea of someone selling like a DVD at any price is insane to me. Like I saw like online someone bragging about how like they got like DVDs for like $3 a pop, and I was just floored. I was just like $3. You spent $3 on a DVD? That was just insane to me. Like they were talking about like as a deal. I'm like, man, like if you gave me a box of DVDs for free, I'd just be offended because then I'd be like, what am I supposed to do? Now I just got to go walk this giant box to the dumpster. So I don't know. People are getting pretty funky out there, I'll tell you that. Very funky. You're 99, Anna. Anna, that's ancient. Are you like in a hospital bed right now? Are you sure you're even able to get to the library? I apologize if I'm bumping the screen. I keep having to slide the comments up because they keep going away. So, get rid of library books. Honestly, yeah, they should. Again, it should just be computers to watch movies and TV shows and slipcovers for the movies. Like, because we don't need the actual disc there. There's no point, like, leasing out the disc. But, like, you can go and, like, lease out the slipcover and, like, you can put it on your shelf at home for, like, a week. And then people go, oh, you have that? And you go, no, I just leased it from the library, but I wanted a conversation piece. Because that's what it's all about with slips. It's conversation pieces and wealth accumulation. We are up to 9 people. We're almost at the double digits. If you're just tuning in, make sure you smash that like button. The more people that see this, the more likely they're going to be informed. I'm sorry again, I keep bumping the screen. My aunt, they're charging $3.50 for a DVD? Anna, are you paying for that? And Anna apparently read a lot in the 80s. Anna, like, I guess Anna's just, like, ancient. I didn't understand that. Here I was thinking, like, Anna's, like, someone, like, in their, like, 20s, but apparently Anna's just, like, she's already had like, her grandkids and everything, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy. The more you learn. But I guess it makes sense with the DVDs. I don't know. Older individuals are attracted to DVDs. I'm still waiting on that Vinegar Syndrome order. It hasn't even, Like, I haven't even gotten a shipping label notification. Like, I've had nothing. It's insane. Absolutely insane. I just keep hearing left and right about, oh, look at this. I got my, like, Vinegar Syndrome box in. Let's check everything out, guys. I don't have that. So I did record, again, because people have tuned in since I said it. I recorded a few videos that come up this week, and one of them is just stuff I bought this week. One of them was actually from a mom and pop store that I guarantee you probably haven't heard of, and I'm not saying that to be a smart ass. So I know where to get the connections, I know where to get the deals, so I have content to show you in terms of stuff I bought, but Vinegar Syndrome isn't one of them. But I will do a video when I get the box. I don't know if anyone's going to care by that point, but I also didn't get any. The box that's going to be coming isn't going to have any of like the new stuff. It's going to be stuff that is going to be shelf candy, I guess you would say. So, but I will have a box, an unboxing for Vinegar Syndrome stuff when it arrives, yes. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting like everybody else. I don't understand. They put me at the bottom of the list because of that whole situation with me getting like 10 copies of Game of Pleasure, you know, Blu-ray of the slipcover. I guess that must have rubbed them the wrong way. So now I have to suffer. And that's ridiculous. All I did was give them free publicity, you know. And I just increased the value of that slipcover. Again, anyone tuning in too, I'll remind people I'm going to have a giveaway, 2 giveaways at some point. I have a slipcover for Prince of Darkness for the 4K. I'll be giving that away. And I'm going to have a Piranha 4K giveaway at some point. It's not going to be during the stream. It's going to be down the road. But we'll figure out the details on that later. Just like that, I went from 9 people to 7. We were so close to hitting that double-digit marker. I don't think it's going to happen tonight, but that's okay. We do at least have 8 thumbs up, so that's something. I don't even know what time it is. It's 10:47, so we've been going for almost an hour. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how long. I'm going to at least go until 11:30. If more people pop in, we'll go until midnight. We're back, and just like that, we're back up to 9. I don't understand what happened there. So we are back up to 9. Again, if more people tune in, I'll stream for longer, as long as the conversation keeps going. So, well, look at that. We are in the double digits. We did hit double digits. We're at 10. If you just got here, press that like button. I am an Eastern man. Yeah, I am not in California. If I was in California, I'd be rolling in the money right now. That's for sure. But we are up to 8 again. We went. I don't understand. These numbers are going crazy. These keep going up, down, up, down. I don't know about that. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I didn't even always get 100 views on my videos, so I don't know about that. We'll see. But I put them out, you know, because obviously there are people that like them. And it does help, like, get, what's it called, like, it adds to, like, your viewed hours, which YouTube really likes, I guess, so it's good for that, and I don't mind doing them. I think they're kind of fun, you know, just to bounce off of people and answer any questions people have, so, you know, again, they're fun. I wish baby Blu-ray would participate, but now she's asleep on the table again. I thought she was getting up, but, you know, I guess she just decided she'd rather just sleep on a bunch of hardwood instead of, you know, sitting on my lap. But, you know, that's cats for you. I know I promised slipcover discussion. We've had some slipcover discussion. There has been slips, and I have slips in the background. I'm willing to talk about it, but again, like I said, I like to let you guys dictate the conversation and kind of let you guys lead it off, I suppose. So, let's see here. Oh, my 1 million subscriber plaque. I don't think I'm going to have 1 million subscribers to hang on a plaque. I'm struggling. I mean, we're doing okay. I've only been at it for a few months, but you know, right now the goal, I always have kind of like short-term goals. The way I kind of look at it is, as long as the channel is growing, that's always a good thing. Like, I kind of just have intervals where it's just like my goal for last week was to hit 400, and we hit 400. And then my goal for this week was to hit 410. Well, we went past 410. It's at like 417. So I kind of just keep it at reasonable small goals. That's kind of how I look at it. As long as there's growth, that's a good thing. But even in subscriber count only really matters like so much. It's a matter of, is everyone tuning in? And obviously some videos, I'll get more traction and more people tuning in than others. But again, that's how it is. You can't really predict everything. Sometimes I'll put something and I'll go, oh, I think a lot of people are going to like this. And then you'll get like maybe 100 views on it. I remember that I thought the movie theater one, I thought that one would maybe get a little bit more traction than it did. It got like, I don't know, like 150 views or something. So you can't predict this stuff. It's pretty impossible. At least I think. I don't understand it. That's for sure. I'm still figuring things out though. But I'm never disappointed. I have, again, it's just with everything you produce, you always have to have kind of reasonable expectations. I always know that there's always a chance that, hey, this is something that could get 300 to 1,000 views, or this is something that could get 30 to 50 views. It's just kind of how it goes. But even then, I've had videos where it doesn't get like a lot of views, but you gain a couple subscribers from it. So it evens out usually. I don't know. But I don't fully understand how all this works. But we are growing, and that's what matters. I could wake up this time tomorrow and maybe I'd be at 420, and if I'm at 420, that's a pretty fun number, so that'd be pretty cool. But if not, that's fine too. I'm assuming it'll probably stay at the same number. And hey, I've woke up some days and you wake up with, like, for example, I'll go to bed with 415, I'll wake up and it'll be 413, it happens, you never know. You never can predict. So it doesn't really matter. I try not to worry about it very much. It is what it is. I feel like I missed a comment. I apologize if I did. My favorite slipcover. My favorite of all time is probably my Four Flies on Gray Velvet slipcover, because that one's insanely rare. If I'm going to be honest, the rarer and the more valuable, the better. I actually have quite a few that are pretty valuable. Some that I didn't realize were like super valuable yet. My Alien 4K slipcover is apparently very out of print and very expensive. I like the slipcover in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 because it's a hard case and inside there's still a slipcover, which is really awesome. So that's pretty cool. So those are some of the ones I really like. I honestly don't think the Alien slipcover is that sick, but apparently people are willing to spend big bucks on it, so what do I know? But any slipcover is better than nothing. Numbers do drive you crazy. Numbers suck. Has anyone ever been in like a math class and like just been like, it's just like a bunch of like codes and riddles? Honestly, numbers are the worst thing that ever happened to humanity. So, yeah, my advice is you just don't worry about it. You just keep putting stuff out there, and people are going to find it or not. It's just that simple. Obviously, some people have found it and enjoyed the content. There's a lot of people that get very upset because my information is just too good for them, I guess, and it just irks them the wrong way. But, it is what it is. And that's the thing, like, I'll put out a video that'll get like 1,000 views, but of those people that watch it, how many of them like it? Probably not that many. So you never really can predict it. I'm trying to catch up on some of the comments here. I need to go full-time thrifting for chairs. I don't know. I'd probably get a lot of followers if I went, thrifting for chairs all the time. Honestly, people love any video you do where you go shopping. People love it. And even though I have an agenda against Walmart and their DVD nonsense, I will probably still even record garbage there again. It's gonna happen because people tune in. They want to hear me get mad at Walmart and complain. And I've almost ran out of things to say when it comes to Walmart. I feel like between all of my shopping excursions and like the last rant video, um, I will eventually go back. But the problem is, and this is honest, like they just don't change very much at Walmart. And even, at least at a thrift store, like you never know what you're gonna get. Even if it's garbage, the garbage from the one time you went to the most recent is going to be completely different. So at least it's something different to look at. But, you go into a place like Walmart and it's a guarantee that 90% of the product is just going to be the same because they just don't change it out. Because a lot of that stuff is long-term products. They don't want to change out their TV sets for different TV sets. They don't want to change out the DVDs for different DVDs. They're kind of stuck with it until it sells. So that's why they don't really change it out very much. I understand the process, but it's not the most exciting content to make either. You like reading the angry comments, Anna? I mean, the angry comments can be, I think they can be pretty funny, for sure. I'm always kind of surprised at how angry some of the comments can get. Because at the end of the day, like, what are we talking about? But, it is what it is. But hey, I'm happy you are having a good time because I'll tell you, some of those comments are pretty wild. Some of them are pretty wild. And I'll tell you with the Walmart one, I'm honestly surprised how many people came out of the woodwork to defend Walmart, which I think is always one of the funniest things. Oh well, I hope you're right. Maybe I will hit 2,000. I'm not sure about that. Again, right now, I'm looking to hopefully, in a month or so. I don't even want to say a month because I think that's because we're already like a week into June, so I'm not sure if I would be able to hit 500 subs this month. But I would like to, by at least worst case scenario, by the end of July, be at 500. But again, it just depends. I could have one video come out and I get 20 30 subscribers from it. I don't feel like I have any particular ideas in my head that would generate that level of subscription right now. But anything can happen. But I'm also not that concerned about it. It is what it is. Like I said, as long as it's some level of growth, I've averaged out pretty much every week. I've at least hit my goals. Other than like the first month I was putting out content, because when you're putting out content that first month, no one sees your stuff. Nobody looks at it. Your videos get like 10 views. It's buried. YouTube doesn't know what to do with it. So that month was pretty low, but I knew it was going to be low, and I knew the whole point was you just have to keep putting out content. And eventually, something gains traction. If someone likes a video, they'll go back and kind of look at some of the other ones. And that's just really what's happened. But I have over 100 videos now, so there's a lot of content out there. It's kind of weird how YouTube works now, because I feel like the way it should work is that some stuff should, be able to continue to grow over time. But it just seems like you have almost a couple days for a video to hit, and it's got to do all of its business in a couple days. And if it doesn't, it's done. Like, unless someone's doing an individual search for that topic, they quit sending it out to people after really a couple days. So it's like you only have a short amount of time for a video to kind of catch and do whatever it's going to do. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Oh wow, hey, how long ago was that Vinegar Syndrome order video? That was 2 weeks ago. So 37 subscribers in 2 weeks, I don't think is bad. I'm trying. Again, I mentioned this earlier in the video, if anyone has any suggestions for content they would like to see, now's your time to let me know. Um, I'm always open to any suggestions. Um, I have a few videos lined up right now because I'm not working today, but I'm going to be working, so uh, pretty long days the next 3 days, so I'm not really going to have a lot of time to make any content. But I mentioned this earlier, you know, I know Anna wants me to do like kind of trailer reactions. Um, I know I saw that. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart right now. um, but I'm open to anything. I'm open to any suggestions. If you guys, you can always comment. It doesn't have to be here. Even it can be in other videos. But I'm open to like bringing you content you specifically want. I've mentioned it before. You know, I could talk about like old video games if you want. If you think that's something that might, you know, I don't want to like make anyone annoyed either. Though I already post a lot of videos. I don't want to like deviate from what I'm doing either, you know, because I feel like I said, when it comes to like the real movie stuff, it seems like there's a lot of mixture of like, not really a lot of, I'm trying to think of what I said, there's not like a lot of carryover between like regular movie discussions and like physical media discussions, which I thought was really weird because you'd think like that's the same audience. Because at the end of the day, you're still just talking about movies. But again, I've thought about like branching off a little bit and like maybe doing, even if it was just like once a week or once every couple weeks, talking about something video game centric. Uh, but I don't know. I don't know if people would like that. I think that would deviate from what we're doing. Um, so I don't know. I'm never really sure what kind of content you guys want. You keep getting recommended like old video game stuff, Anna. Do you watch a lot of that stuff? Is that something you watch, or is it just like popping up? Because that's weird. Because like, I mean, obviously, I haven't really done anything with video games. At least that I remember. I don't think I have. I've thought about it. You know, it's definitely something that could happen. I wouldn't want to do it too much. You know, I don't. Again, I don't want to like. I don't want to give people content they don't want either. So that's why like I try to keep everything physical movie centric because obviously I think that's the main audience we have um, with that. I'm sorry, I'm not like producing a lot of super funny content here, but I'm also again like I said trying to get I'm trying to get your input as well. I could. I mean, again, you know, I mean, some of the stuff I say still applies to, you know, video games, especially like Discrot, something like that. That's not just a DVD thing. That's something that goes in there as well. Um, but I will tell you, if you do like video games, I found out about this store recently, and if you actually buy movies, there's a store called Double Jump Video Games, and I got a ton of movies really cheap from them. So if you do like movies, their movie prices are usually pretty good. And they obviously sell video games, that's their main thing, but you can check their movie selection. They don't always get like a ton of stuff in, but you know, that's a good place to get deals. Double Jump Video Games. Um, I like just kind of recently found out what they were, so I'd recommend checking them out. The Gatekeeper YouTubes. I could do that. There's definitely a lot of those. Yeah, it's called Double Jump. I think if you type in Double Jump Video Games, it'll pop up. Obviously, I'd recommend them probably more for video games, if that's your kind of bag, but well, I have to do whatever Anna says. Again, I'm open to any suggestion too. I don't know if you're saying you want me to do what Anna says, but I'm opening the discussion to anybody too. So whatever you think, I mean, again, I'm open for whatever. You can see the Roku on the TV through my glasses. There isn't anything interesting over there, but you can kind of see it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. She's over there. She is sleeping. I'm not going to go over there and wake her butt up because she's just going to get mad. To be very honest with you, I don't actually watch a lot. I'm usually working, and a lot of time that I would be doing that, I put into this. I look around a little bit just to see what other people are talking about, but I don't consume as much YouTube content as I used to in the past. So not a lot, to be honest with you. I know that's probably not the answer you wanted to hear, or expected to hear, but I can't really think of a ton. Like, I know like other like movie YouTube people like that I've seen their content. I don't like watch it all like religiously. Like, I know I don't even know like his name. There's like one guy who all his pictures he looks like he's getting ready to take a big poop. I know like a couple of the ones that comment on my videos. I've seen some of their stuff. There's that Planet CHH guy and Born to Be Rad. I've seen their stuff. But I mean, I just get the gist of everything, so I will pop around just to kind of see like what people are doing, what kind of like, what are like hot topics, stuff that maybe like I can put a spin on. But I don't watch a ton. But and when I do, obviously I get a ton of suggestions because I produce content in the physical media space, so I see a lot of stuff, and I know like a lot of people are always producing like it's a ton of like shopping videos, a lot of that stuff is always popping up. I know like that Cool Duder guy, which he's been doing it for 1,000 years, to the point where he looks like a completely different person from how he used to look. He's been doing it that long, and he pretty much, I think he only does Walmart videos. I'm pretty sure that's all he does. Let's see here. Hold on, I'm trying to read this. I mean, again, I think if you watch all of my videos, I'm always developing courses on how to acquire major cash. I tell people exactly what to do during sales, this and that, but I probably should do that. Yeah, and again, I don't want to say, I don't want to like break character too much here, which I just did a little bit with the fourth wall, a little bit of a fourth wall mention there, but I don't know. Maybe someday we'll have a secret stream and I can kind of be more behind the scenesy on that kind of thing. But I don't know if that's what people would want either. I think the whole point is I have to stay like this, and kind of stay in that mindset too. So I apologize if this hasn't been super funny, because I try to make funny content, but I'm kind of like borderlining it at the moment, I feel like. I don't know. I don't know if people would want me to break character though. That's the thing. I think it's just like, it's like with it'd be like with wrestling or like a haunted house. As soon as like you see like the guy who's scaring you at the haunted house, as soon as you see him at the food stand and he orders like a hot dog, he takes off his mask and he eats it, and it kind of like breaks the illusion. And I think like it'd be the same thing with like this. And same thing with like a wrestler. Like if like you see a wrestler out and about and he's not like doing his shtick, it can kind of break that illusion too. So you gotta kind of like keep it going. But I don't know. I mean, if that's something you guys would want as like a secret stream, and I can kind of just. But I don't know. Again, I tried to separate the actual person from Steve. So all the well, hey, maybe someday it'll happen, but I probably won't. This is as close you're gonna get this exact second. So, but yeah, again, like I said, I'm open to any suggestions that people have of content or anything. Leonard Six. Well, yeah, what is up with Leonard? You know, there needs to be. They need to put out all five, all six of those movies instead of just like the last one. No, I think you're right on that. Someone needs to kind of Vinegar Syndrome. They've been like putting out. And again, I said this before. Vinegar Syndrome. By the end of the year, they're gonna have every movie that was ever released on VHS is gonna be available through them on at least Blu-ray, if not 4K. Like the goal's almost done. Then people can finally dump out the tapes, and those first like five Leonard movies aren't available on anything. Exactly. Steve's back. Don't worry. We got 9 people in here. We do have 9 likes. If you just popped in, make sure you hit that like button. Oh, I don't know. It could just be this again, and that's the other thing with this. I don't know. I don't know if this is something I'll do for a long time. This is something that I may go in a week and go. I've done everything I can. It's time to move on. It could be the end of July. It could be August, September. It could be two. It could be 3 to 5 years. I do not know. It just all depends on the audience and what you guys want. If you guys keep watching, I'll probably keep making it. I appreciate any like button hitting. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's another popcorn bucket. A popcorn bucket scene is absolutely where you guys need to go collecting wise. If if you are hesitant or reluctant to collect slipcovers, popcorn buckets are an easy investment. I've got the Garfield one. I'm actually looking at it. It's over there. I've got about 50 popcorn buckets in the vault. I'm not familiar with this Ghostbusters bucket. I have seen the Deadpool 3 bucket, and that's going to be pretty sick. That's going to be going right in the vault. I'm going to keep that one sealed. I have Garfield out because Baby Blu-ray is a big Garfield fan. She likes to look at it. It reminds her of who she is, which is a cat. So that's why we have that one out and about. But, most of them I go right in the vault. But what is the new Ghostbusters bucket? Is it like Slimer, or is it like, like the little box trap thing? I agree with you. They do need to remake. Hollywood needs to remake like all the movies. I think if they can kind of accomplish that, then we won't even have to worry about like these movies being lost or them needing to be preserved, because we can kind of take like the 10% of those movies that are like good and apply them to like something modern where it's just like, instead of there being like all these like fast moving like scenes where like stuff's always going on, there can be kind of that slow down period where like everyone just kind of talks about their feelings and everything, because again, that's what everyone wants. And I do have a video coming up that's talking about a little bit of that Hollywood stuff. No, I don't buy movies that have slipcovers. Why would I buy a movie that doesn't have a slipcover? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. If it doesn't have the slipcover, as I always say, no slip, no sale. Now I stick to that. If you look at my shelf, you will not find a single non-slipcover movie, because that's just ridiculous. No, I can't even humor that one. That's ridiculous. We are at 8 people. We do have 9 likes. Appreciate all the likes. Again, I think this will get more views tomorrow when people wake up in the morning and they're sipping coffee and crap. Because people are going to want to know what I have to say. But, that's something. Again, with all these streams, I announced them almost last minute, so I can't complain too much. Oh, anytime, are you saying that are you trying to tell me you own movies that don't have a slipcover? Because that's insane. I bought some on accident that I thought were going to have the slipcover. Like, I've got one on the shelf right now. I picked it up for $10, and it was that Upgrade movie, which is a newer movie, and newer movies are actually good. It's it's not that great. It's from the guy that made like that Invisible Man remake, which that's better than any other Invisible Man movie, but like, come on, it's like not that good. And even then, that movie's like basically like a rip off of like Hollow Man, which if you haven't seen Hollow Man, that's a significantly better movie than the Invisible Man. But yeah, Upgrade, I didn't really care for it, but I figured, it's at least like a newer movie, and I got it for $10, and it didn't even come with the slipcover. That's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say with any Godzilla movie, you need to pick up the slip because those are worth a lot of money. I even had it was the Blu-ray for Godzilla versus Biollante. I had that. I did sell it because I was like, I don't want this slipless crap in my collection. But I sold that movie for like $300. So Godzilla's an easy sale. I know my Shin Godzilla Blu-ray with the slipcover, that's worth a lot of money. So Godzilla is always worth a ton of cash. No, I wouldn't even buy Goodfellas without the slip. I mean, I don't even want that movie, period, really. But the idea of having that without the slipcover is just bonkers. That's the thing. Like again, like you'd be better off getting something like a movie like people really want. Like Ant-Man 3, or like the Marvels. You can get those movies 4K with the slipcover, and those are way better movies than Goodfellas, anyways. Oh yeah, I definitely buy slipcovers that don't have the movies all the time. Doesn't everybody? I think that's like what you're supposed to do as a collector. If I could buy 10 slipcovers for each movie, I would. Um, I've talked about that a little bit on my Walmart video. Actually, I kind of talk about the steelbook thing. I mention the steelbook thing periodically. I think steelbooks are a bad investment. Yes, some of them are worth money, um, but ultimately, what happens to steel over time? It gets rusty, it gets dented, it becomes junk. Like, so there's no value there. It's not going to last, but like where cardboard can last forever. I've seen boxes that are like 70 years old, they're not getting rusty, they're not getting dented, they're still in pristine condition. How many like old timey like delivery boxes are still floating around? Every one of them. So no, I don't like steelbooks. I don't think they're worth money. I know like people like to pretend that steelbook is like the collector's format, but it's really slipcovers. Now, honestly, yes, buying just a slipcover is the way to go because you can stream the movie probably. Most movies, like all the movies that are worth watching, are pretty much streaming somewhere or are going to be streaming somewhere. But like, if you have the slipcover though, like you can still fill your shelf, and like you can be like, you can have that physical need, and you can look at it and go, yes, I have the Amazon Suspiria remake in my mists. But like, you don't really. But it doesn't matter. It still fills that itch. Like, if you have the disc and you don't have any, like if you just had the disc and you had no box art, no slipcover, like you feel like you're missing something. But if you just have the slipcover, you never feel like you're missing anything. That's my argument. Let's see here. Quantumania is a masterpiece, Hannah. Honestly, I can't think of a single. People like to rag on Marvel movies, but I think it's like banger after banger, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, I don't like steelbooks either. Steelbooks are a bad investment. They're a waste of time. I, it's really only worth getting if it's the only way to get it, because if it only has a steelbook release, like it can be worth money. I know like that. It's like some ancient movie from like the 40s. Like it's like Larry of Arabia or something. I think that's like only in that Columbia box set and is only on steelbook. So that steelbook was worth major cash for a long time. Of course, now it's been reprinted, so it's no longer worth as much as it was. So that's the other problem with steelbooks. Steelbooks come back in print all the time, but you know what doesn't come back in print? Slipcovers. So remember that. Slipcovers are where the money is. That's where the collector mindset is. Steelbooks are like a spin-off of collectors. You know, there's collectors that buy both. And even the people who buy steelbooks, they're probably still buying that slipcover too. So just remember that. That's the one people want. I don't need to be on Wall Street, Anna. I already know all the key investments. You know, I've had friends that work on Wall Street, and they tell me all the time, like it's just like, yeah, I put $100 in this today. It went down to like 50. Now it's back up to 100. Now it's down to 75. It's just a mess. But you know what's a sure bet? Slipcovers. Honestly, probably, but I don't keep up with the news as is, so I don't know if I want to have to like sit in a stuffy old room and read newspapers all day and like have an opinion on it. Like someone's gonna come to me and go, "Hey, Steve, like, we're down to like 10% of our water supply," and I'm just like, "Okay, well, why don't we just save it for ourselves and let everyone else go?" I don't know, like that's the value proposition, I think, but again, people don't like to think about that. Everyone wants to think about others. I mean, I am a businessman, that is for sure. If the steel book has a slipcover, I can say I think it's less egregious than if it didn't. It makes it a little better. I have a few in my collection that are that way, but it's also like the only way to get the movie. But I can justify it because it has some kind of slipcover. Because I think like some of the Lionsgate ones have that. I think like American Psycho, like they had a slipcover. Terminator 2 had a slipcover, which Terminator 2, not a great movie, but there's a very cool 4K. I think that's probably the best that movie's ever looked. So, it's just all about finding that. But I have steel books that don't have slipcovers. It's usually mistake purchases that I regret, but what are you gonna do? We're not always 100% right 100% of the time. I mean, I am. I would say that I'm like 1,000% right. So really, it probably makes me more like 998% right all the time. So it doesn't really deviate. I'm still above 100%. I don't know. I mean, I don't live near the ocean, but I go in the stores all the time and I see all these rusty steel books. None of my steel books have rust, but I'm just telling you what I've seen. You know, rusty, moldy, yucky steel books. Anna, did you say math? Is that what you just wrote? Was it math or meth? Because there's no meth going on here, I can tell you that. But I guess I'm a math wizard, and being able to predict the value of an item in, 10 years. We've got 8 people in here right now. It is 11:30. I'll probably keep going till at least midnight. You have atomic blonde with a slip in pristine condition. Hold on to. Is that the steel book with a slip? Because I'm not familiar with that steel book. But here's the deal. And again, I've been preaching this for a while. You need to hold on to these movies for about 3 to 5 years, because around that time, about 3 to 5 years, you're going to see Vinegar Syndrome's going to go belly up because they've already ran out of VHS movies. Now they're like exploring like DVD movies, and even some Blu-ray movies. Like they're running out of options, so they're probably going to go belly up. We already know Criterion's going to go belly up. They were just bought out again. So how much longer can Criterion exist? I don't know, a few months, maybe a couple of years. People are gonna, they already put out crap no one wants to watch. So it's only a matter of time. Maybe that's something I need to make a video about. People always talk about Criterion. There's a lot you could say about Criterion, the problems they have. Arrow. Arrow's going to hold out for a long time. I think Arrow and Scream Factory are probably the two holdouts because, they know what they're doing. I mean, Scream Factory just re-releases the same movies that they've been releasing forever. So, like, how much money are they even investing in these products? Probably nothing. It's pure profit at this point. But they are putting out movies that people want too. They're putting out Dracula 2000. They're putting out The Phantoms. They're putting out literal hit after hit. The only problem is a lot of these movies don't have slipcovers. Where was the slipcover for Dracula 2000? I have a video kind of going off on this a little bit coming up in the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled on that. But again, eventually they're all going to go belly up. The studios are going to go first. They're going to quit it. Then everything's just going to start getting licensed to these little guys. And they're going to get too big for their britches. They're going to spend too much. And they're going to pop. And then when it happens, there's not going to be anybody left. And there's not going to be any movies. And then you're going to have old timers knocking on your door going, I need a physical disc. What do you have? And whatever it's worth, times it by 20 and I'll pay it. So just hold on. You need to just be patient, a little patient, and it's all going to work out. Sorry, just catching up on the comments here. Yeah. Well, Synapse, they do put out some very attractive steelbooks. Again, I'm not even going to say these steelbooks look bad. Some of them look bad. Some of them look very nice. But also part of the problem is again, is it a Blu-ray that had a 4K release? Because if it's a Blu-ray and had a 4K release, then your steelbook is now not worth the same as it was. So, and half the time when they do that, then they put out another steelbook, and it's going to be the 4K. That's going to be the steelbook everyone wants. And then you're just kind of stuck there with this thing that's going to sit there, this big brick, with these out-of-date discs, and they're just going to get rusty and worthless. But I don't know. It's all just, it's on an individual basis. We all suck at math. That's why you have me around. I'm just like a walking calculator. Oh, that's all right. Not everyone does have my insight. That's perfectly fine. No worries. But again, like, you kind of just need to have like a future calculator. And look at that. We did get the double digits. People are tuning in. They're listening to me preach about the value of slipcovers, which again is astronomical. I'll always make this comparison. In the 90s, the comic book industry realized how much their crap is worth, and they're like, we can sell this stuff to dorks. Dorks are going to pay big bucks. If we put limited edition on it, it's going to sell. And that business model worked like crazy. And now all those 90s comic books are worth like thousands of dollars. They absolutely did not print too many. The market never ceased. So you just need to hold on when you hear something's coming out, especially that good stuff. Again, we know the Clash of the Titans 4K is coming from Arrow. The remake from Platinum Dunes is the first, I think it's the first Platinum Dunes 4K to come out. That's a big deal. People are going to be all over that. And you need to be out there. You need to get that box set, has that and the sequel. And just like, if you can keep it wrapped in the plastic, that's even better. The less you watch it, the less likely it's going to get scratched, the more value it's going to have. But we are at a point where this stuff is going to start turning and be worth major cash. The same thing happened with like vinyl for a little bit. I know that has popped. I think people have moved on from that old-timey format. But again, it's just like once people hear that like something is done, magically everyone gets interested. And that's what's happening in the physical media space. Right now everyone's really hard on it. But then, people are going to fade away. It's going to become like an old man's game. And they're going to quit buying too. And then as soon as it's over, they're going to go, oh crap. I missed out on like 100 movies that I really like that I want. I failed to get the Captain Ron 4K. I need to run out there, knock on every door in my city and say, do you have Captain Ron on 4K? Because if I don't have that in my sight, I'm done. Honestly, your slipcover collection is going to be worth more in comics, because that's the thing too. Like, as much as I hate to admit it, we'll see. Deadpool 3 is definitely probably going to save the comic book movie industry, and it's going to have this renewed interest. And all these people that have been crap talking on, the Marvel movies, they're going to feel real silly because Deadpool is going to pull everyone back. And then magically, comic book stuff is going to be worth money again. But right now, comic books are at a record low. People just aren't interested. But that's going to change. You give it time. No, your laser discs aren't going to be worth anything, I hate to tell you. That's an analog format. It's the same thing as like VHS tapes. Ultimately, VHS seems cool to collect for at the moment, but it's all short-term games. That's what I always tell people. There's nothing wrong with buying a VHS if you plan on selling it right now. But you really think in 5 years, people are still going to be spending, like $200 on like a Halloween 4 VHS tape? Probably not. Most of those things are going to be filled with mold. I know I talk about disc rot with DVDs, but there's the mold issue with tapes. That's a real problem. I made a whole video about that, about VHS collecting, and I feel like you could apply that with Laserdisc. I'm sure Laserdisc is going to have some issue, and even then, it's like a giant like cylinder. It's a giant frisbee. You know how easy it is probably to scratch that? One scratch and it's ruined. So I would not invest in Laserdisc. All it's going to be is like wall art for people. People are going to buy it for the cool vinyl looking like image of the movie, and they're going to hang it on their wall. So maybe you'll be able to get, like $10 a piece at some point. Maybe, but there's no guarantee. My accent, Anna, is just pure cool. It's pure hip. I don't know how else to put it. This is how cool people sound. I think if you go anywhere that's anywhere, this is how everyone talks. I don't know what to call it. The cat seems to like it. It's just like my hat, my hat and my sunglasses. It all just like evokes a coolness. We were in the double digits. We were actually up to 11. Now we're at 9, which is fine. Again, like I said, it's almost midnight. And I will remind people that are here, if you aren't following Slipcover Steve, I am on Facebook. I have the same little Sasquatch image for that, and I have a Instagram which also has the same Sasquatch image. So you can follow me on all those accounts. You're welcome to direct message me if you want, if you choose to. I don't know if I'll always have the time, because I've had people message me on Instagram and I hadn't seen it for a week or more, which I felt bad about, but I just didn't know because I'm not on there a ton. But I do post pictures of the cat sometimes. I'll post sometimes stuff relevant. I need to get better at posting on that stuff, to be honest with you. Facebook is mostly just me posting a link to the videos. But, you know, I will eventually get to a point where hopefully I'll have more interesting content. And I have a TikTok too. I don't post anything on there. There's a bunch of my older videos that are posted on there, but it's not really anything interesting. You're welcome to follow it if you want. I will probably use it again at some point, but I haven't touched it in months. So, you know, viewer beware on that one. But you're welcome to follow that too. One day I may wake up and just say, yeah, I'm going to start putting stuff on there. Because I do want to get into making YouTube shorts. I thought about doing, you know, since I am not only a physical media expert, but I'm a movie expert, you know, posting like very interesting facts about movies or shorts, you know, things like, you know, people always never seem to know, like the fact that, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis is like the star of like Friday the 13th. You know, people always like to argue and say it's Halloween. I'm just like, it's not Halloween. That's Friday the 13th. So I thought about doing that kind of content on there, and that could still happen. Um, but I don't know. I don't have a guarantee on anything like that. But it could happen. It's in the pipeline. It's stuff I want to do. Um, I'm trying to think because I'm sure everyone here that's here has already heard about the giveaway. I'm not going to bring up the giveaway again. I'm trying to think. I think in terms of the upcoming videos, I didn't really go into too much detail. I know I talked about the haul video. I've got a video coming up about the Hollywood agenda for anyone interested, because obviously people want to hear what I have to say about that. I get message after message about that. Oh, look at that. We're down to 7. People are just dropping. We were up at 10 again. It just keeps going right back down. So weird. That's very odd. But again, I'm sure there's a lot of people streaming tonight. My budget per show, like on this, I don't have a budget. You're looking at it. I put that into buying 6 slips. I don't put any money into this. But I mean, maybe someday. I saw someone compliment the beard. Thank you. I know it's a sick beard. People wish they could have a beard this cool. Absolutely. Trying to see. I'm gonna check and see if I missed any other comments. I think I've caught up on those. I'm trying to think. Again, if you guys have anything else, any other questions, now's the time to do it. We're going until at least midnight, so at least 23 more minutes. And if we kind of get more people to pop in and there's a lot more activity, I might keep going. But if not, I'll probably cut it around midnight. But you know, because 2 hours is a pretty long stream, I think. I don't know. I know there's some people out there that stream for like, I feel like 10 hours. I don't know if I want to do that, but obviously someone out there must be watching it. You know, more power to you. No offense. However you want to live is up to you. What did I have for dinner? What did I have for dinner? Actually, let's see here. Me and Baby Blu-ray, we opened a can of her she has an ocean whitefish. We both shared that together. That's pretty tasty. You guys eat cat food? Cat food's pretty good. What did you guys eat for dinner? This hat? You mean the sick rare hat? I've had this hat for years, actually. It is actually rare. It's official Jumanji hat. Trying to think when I got it specifically. I think I've had this hat since. When did the first? Well, not yeah. When did the first Jumanji movie with The Rock come out? Because that's when I got it. I've had this hat since then. I think that was like. I think the same year as like Force Awakens, wasn't it? So was it 2017? I think I've had it since then. Pretty sure. I got it. There was actually a. Well, you know, I'm not even gonna tell. I'm not even gonna say how I got it, because you know what? This is such a cool, mysterious hat that I think it just needs to live on as a legend. You know, I'm not gonna spoil how that was acquired. I did not get anything during the Diabolic sale. I spent so much during the Vinegar Syndrome sale that I was just like, you know what? I've tapped out my relatives. I literally knocked on every uncle, aunt, cousin, grandma, grandpa, mother, father, everyone, every single person's door, and asked for money so I could invest everything in that Vinegar Syndrome sale. So I didn't buy anything in that sale, but if they have another one, in maybe a couple months, I'd be happy to try it then. But that's a problem with these sales. They don't space them out very well. It's just like I feel like they should like talk to each other and go, hey, Vinegar Syndrome's gonna have this big sale. Maybe we should hold off and not do anything until maybe next month. let people recoup some money. But so I did not participate, but I hope you did. I'm sure they had a lot of sick, rare stuff that was definitely worth getting. But I didn't even check it out. Um, let's see here. So I did not get that because I didn't get the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K. I did not order that because it's a steelbook. I think I heard that it's gonna have like some kind of deluxe box with the steelbook in it, or it's gonna have like a slipcover with the steelbook. Um, but I'm sure there's gonna be a U.S. release with a slipcover, which is what I'm gonna be after. So I'm gonna hold out for that. I would be shocked if it doesn't have a slipcover. I think there's like a 0% chance. I know a lot of people are pretty ticked off about that not having a Shout Factory release, which I get. A Shout Factory like box set with all of them slipcovers would be sick, but that's not the reality we live in. I made a whole video on the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K when there was like that first like rumored announcement. You guys can go back and check that out and hear my thoughts. Let's see, I missed a comment here. Sorry I keep bumping the screen. I have to physically touch the iPad to pull up the comments because they don't stay. And I've checked my settings to kind of keep them up because it would just make too much sense for them to stay up the whole time. But they keep fading away. So I have to keep poking the screen, which is incredibly annoying. I would say I have the most Scream Factory stuff. And then after that, it's probably Arrow. And if we're talking just like my shelf over there, that's how it kind of pans out. I have a ton of stuff in the vault too, but and I have Vinegar Syndrome. I have no TerrorVision. Does anyone have any TerrorVision stuff? I don't have any of that. I don't have any of any of the real tiny labels. So I don't have TerrorVision. I'm trying to think of some more. I have a lot of Kino stuff because Kino, if you're patient on that, you can get everything with a slipcover for next to nothing, as long as you're willing to wait. Which if I can wait and not spend $32.99 on a movie with a slipcover, if I can get that same thing 4K for $17 with a slipcover, I'm obviously going to do that. So I do have a decent amount of those. I'm trying to think because those are the main three. I feel like those are the big three, or the big four is Kino, Vinegar Syndrome, Shout, and I think I said Arrow. But you know what I mean. There's the big four. I feel like that's it. They're not a boutique. I have some Full Moon stuff. They're not technically a boutique because they put out their own stuff that they produce. So I feel like that kind of doesn't make them qualify as a boutique. And that'd be the same thing as Vestron, because that's just Lionsgate. But I have some Vestron stuff too. I know it's in the same ballpark. Yeah, they put out TerrorVision puts out a lot of it seems like they put out a lot of newer movies. And in my experience, a lot of newer movies aren't worth quite as much as older movies, which is why I gravitate towards buying a lot of older movies. And then obviously I love I love newer movies, but it's just you have to not necessarily buy in terms of things you have a preference for or but it's kind of where's the value. And I know TerrorVision, I think the only older stuff they put out is a lot of shot on video stuff. And I feel that's kind of a much smaller demographic of people. And there's also not, at least in my perspective, it doesn't seem like anything ever really goes out of print on TerrorVision, at least as far as I know. I mean, something probably does or has went out of print, but it always just seems like everything's in stock, and they don't really have sales, so it's just someone like me who's kind of looking to take a gamble and invest in some of their stuff. I haven't seen an extreme sale. I know they had a sale not too long ago, and there was stuff where I was just like, oh, they've got like Cube, with the slipcover that's on sale, like, but it's not like the old Cube. It's like a Japanese like remake of Cube or something. So it's like weird. Um, so I don't know. I think it's a risky venture, to be honest with you. I do not have every Barbara Crampton movie with a slipcover. She's in a lot of movies. So and here's the other kicker, and this is my problem with Full Moon, is very few of their movies actually have slipcovers. I think uh, both their 4Ks have slipcovers, um, but like that's pretty much it. Like I think like all of their normal Blu-rays are just a standard Blu-ray with no slip. I've sent Charles Band email after email, and he just doesn't seem to be interested in the slipcover game. No, and that's true. Again, like I don't know. I'm assuming the benefit probably of why TerraVision does what they do is I'm assuming like the stuff that they license probably costs them next to nothing. But again, I think Vinegar Syndrome does the same thing. But Vinegar Syndrome, they have like a name attached to them, and they do license out some bigger movies. I don't know, like again, like the biggest thing that I could have named from TerraVision would have been Cube, but it's not even like the English Cube. It's like a foreign version of the Cube, which I don't think anyone even knew existed. Someone can tell me if that's good. I don't know. I know it's a newer movie, but I don't know. I just I'm not really into that. I'm sure if there's someone out there who's like really into the TerraVision line, and that, hey, more power to you. But it seems like that's kind of what they do. Like they put out like a lot of like newer, like kind of like foreign language movies, which again, whatever works for you. Obviously, there's an audience for that. Um, but I don't know. I know like people subscribe. Like there's probably people that have subscribed to TerraVision and get like all the releases. And I guess that if you like what they're putting out, that's probably the way to do it, because I think it'll all be 50% off all the time or something, or at least like some kind of percentage off. But I don't know. The only movie like that, honestly, the only movie like that they've put out that like I ever really hear people talk about is like that Halloween special, which I guess is like, I don't know if that's like a recording of like something that happened on TV like in the like 80s or something. But that one seems to have some popularity, but that's like it. Um, but I don't know. I don't have a ton more to say about TerraVision. I don't know. I don't know much about them. Again, if they want my attention, they need to contact me and say, hey, Steve, we need your endorsement. We're going to start shipping you our releases so you can talk about them. Because again, I at least appreciate, they put everything with a slipcover. That's a good thing. But if they want my attention, that's what they got to do. That's what all these companies got to do. They got to like come and seek me out. But they're just not that interested in doing that, I guess. So, let's see here. We're about 12 minutes or 11 minutes until midnight. Yeah, the slip. I have seen the slip for the Halloween special. It's like what? It's like WNUF or WJKL or something like that. I don't know. It's some like TV channel with the slip. And the slip cover is very cool. It's definitely a very nice slip cover. But I'm pretty sure that's the other thing too. Is like a lot of the releases, I think they used to have through Vinegar Syndrome, but now like they're not through Vinegar Syndrome. They're doing their own thing, completely like on their own. Like, cause I know like a bunch of companies have been leaving Vinegar Syndrome. So maybe they know like the writing is on the wall for Vinegar Syndrome. Maybe Vinegar Syndrome isn't doing that well. Maybe they're like not selling a lot of their products. I don't know. Or maybe Vinegar Syndrome just doesn't give them any money. I don't know. That could be something I could discuss too, I guess. there's got to be something going on with Vinegar Syndrome because they've been losing like label. I feel like it feels like every like few months there's like a label that leaves them. So something's not working over there. Which you'd think like honestly with Vinegar Syndrome you'd think like they'd have no problem with money because I mean how much can like some of those movies cost to license? I understand like Navy SEALs, which is like a huge big deal movie. Like obviously you paid big bucks for that license because that's a movie everyone wants. That's going to be one of the top releases of the year. But then like you have something like I don't know, like Spookies. Like how much could Spookies have cost to license? Probably not much. And like that's usually where a lot of the cost I feel like comes from this stuff is just the licensing. So I don't know. Like VA Shit Fest, like how much like is their stuff cost to license? It's like random stuff that was just videotapes in people's houses. I can't imagine like that stuff is expensive to license. So the profit margin should be big. No, I made a whole video about the Rad debacle. I did a review of the Blu-ray Steelbook. I completely missed it. No one at Vinegar Syndrome had the luxury, I guess, or wanted to tell me that, hey, we've got this super rare limited edition 4K with a slipcover. I don't even have it without the slipcover. I just don't. I plain old don't have it. And that's a complete bummer. Honestly, it's a big, big mistake on their part. Honestly, that would be the way to do it. You need. That's what I'm probably eventually going to do. I've thought about getting my collection, literally like purging the discs, and just keeping the slipcovers because it has the same effect. Like people are going to look at your shelf, and like they're still going to talk about the movies. It's not going to be any different. It's just when they go, oh, do you mind watching that? I go, oh yeah, sure. And they're going to go to pull the shelf and go, oh no, don't bother. I'm just going to pull it up on a streaming service, or don't bother. I've got it downloaded from Pirate Bay, whichever. So I've definitely thought about doing a purge like that. Amazon destroyed my Empire of Screams box set. That's a complete fact, and that was one of the worst things that ever happened. I did luckily get that for 50% off, so I did save money on it nonetheless. But it's been it's been just it's been a mistake. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like I talk a lot of crap on Walmart, but you could apply a lot of what I say to Amazon because they don't have. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen like the boxes they send, but there's just like there's nothing going on. You're lucky if you get like one little like air pillow in there. Like they don't put any layer of bubble wrap. They don't even throw bubble wrap in there. It's just like sometimes it's even sent in a mailer, and it's just like, yeah, well, we hope for the best. They don't care about collectors one bit. Do I like kung fu movies? Honestly, no, not at all. I do not like any foreign movies, but they're always worth so much money. Like I'm always just baffled, like how much people are willing to spend on like a Hong Kong like kung fu picture, and same thing like Godzilla and like giant monsters. It's just like if it's foreign, like it's just like people just see dollar signs. That's all I see is dollar signs. And I just go ka-ching, and I pick it up. Are you a fan of those kung fu pictures? Well, I gotta catch up on some of these comments here. Honestly, yeah, people. I think I agree. I agree. People would honestly 90% of the time just rather look at slipcovers than actually watch the movie because the slipcovers are usually better in the movie themselves. Wait, a larger. There should be a larger format available. Do you mean like a larger slipcover? Is that what you mean when you say larger format available? Because I don't have. I mean, if they want to put out bigger slipcovers, I'm not going to oppose to that. I think that wouldn't be a terrible idea. I'm assuming that's what you mean. I mean, honestly, like again, if someone's going to be a new like label, just become a slipcover company. Don't even produce the discs. Just license out slipcovers, and you'd be surprised. You'd probably make a lot more money than you think. But yeah, twice the size of a laser disc, like a slipcover. I would buy that. That's for sure. I see what you're saying. I could, I guess, do something live with Baby Blu-ray. Um, I don't know. Well, the problem is like I can't like film anything in the theater. I don't want to get kicked out. I don't want to get, like my theater. I don't want to get banned from the theater. They're still around for now. Eventually, the movie theater probably won't be around. But while it is, I don't want to be banned. So that would be my only hesitation, because they do have like a strict like cell phone policy and everything, which is kind of dumb because it's just like sometimes like you're watching a movie and you'll get to like a boring scene, just like, yeah, I'd like to kind of like pull up Instagram, like look at pics of chicks or something like that, but they really frown on that there. So I don't want to rule it out, but I'll try and do something maybe down the road. Do I have the New York Ninja box set from Vinegar Syndrome? I don't. I think that just came out, right? I'm pretty sure, right? Or am I wrong? Did that come out like last month or something? I can't quite remember. Um, I wouldn't be opposed to picking it up though. And obviously, yeah, the best collections have slipcovers. If they don't have a slipcover, what's the point? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, and I could do some box office predictions. And I can already tell you, it's going to be Deadpool 3. That movie's going to probably make about $3 billion. I'm calling it right here, about $3 billion. I don't think I'm going to be wrong. Do I think there'll be 8K slipcovers? I don't think you have to worry about 8K. I think 4K is it. I really do. There's no way there's going to be more than that. I would be completely shocked. Unless like all these unless Vinegar Syndrome and like a couple boutique labels decide they're gonna band together and like make a new format, and even if they do, they're just probably gonna go bankrupt, because I feel like 4K is the end of the line, and that's why like now is like a good time to like kind of try and cash in, because you can look at it and go like, Back to the Future's on 4K. This is probably the last time it's coming out. So when it's out of print, it's not coming back in print. And that's kind of like why now is the time to like really try and build up that wealth. It's just like, again, like Killer Clowns, it just hit 4K. It's not going to get another release. That's it. That's the end of the line. What do I think of bootleg slips? They're not going to be worth anything. I think like I think if you just want it on your shelf, like if you got like if someone here's my thing with bootleg slips is I think like if I was suckered into buying a movie that for some reason didn't get a slip cover, then I would accept a bootleg slip. Like again, like upgrade that I just got. I would accept a bootleg slip, whether that be a temporary thing or if they don't have one coming, if it's a long-term solution, I'll accept it. I know like Twister's coming out in 4K, that's not getting a slip apparently, which is disgraceful. So yeah, I would take that slip, absolutely. Let me see here. New York Ninja was released 3 years ago. Well, see, I'm really behind on that one. Maybe I have it. I might have it in the vault, too. I've got a lot of Vinegar Syndrome crap in there. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. Now, obviously, I would agree with you. Deadpool 3 is going to have a lot of bad words. It's going to have a lot of innuendos and, like, things that's going to go right over people's head, like mine. But, like, that's when you know a movie's cool because it's made for adults. Let's see here. I don't agree with that, Eli. You're talking about companies going back and releasing DVD? There's no way. Vinegar Syndrome got out of that business completely. I think they literally, like, during a warehouse sale, like, I think it was like last Labor Day or something, like, they literally, like, practically were trying to give them away. I think a lot of these companies have lost their butt on DVD releases. So I really don't think that's coming back. I think that's done. And if you saw my recent physical media chart that I pulled up, I think it was for the end of May, 4K is starting to really dig into DVD sales. And eventually, because this is going to happen, people are going to get fed up with Walmart's movie section. And when they quit carrying DVDs, DVD sales are going to drop probably to like 20% of the market, because that's where most DVD sales are coming from. We've already seen it drop because Target isn't going to be carrying movies. They were also a big DVD supplier. Walmart has picked up the slack, and they've just tripled down on DVDs. It's the only saving grace for DVD, and they're just hoping that, like, people that, like, don't know what the internet is, or, like, old people that don't know better, they're just fooling them into buying those. That's their saving grace. Let's see here. I think a slipcover authenticity business would be a good idea. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just catching up. Now, here's the only problem. Now, that's a good idea to make a quick buck if you had, like, a slipcover authenticity business and you, like, sent bootleg covers back. But here's the problem. If you did that to me in my collection, then my cat baby Blu-ray, she's going to sniff it out where they came from. She's going to walk all the way to wherever you live. Doesn't matter how far, doesn't matter what country. She will get on a boat. If you are in Europe, she will get on a boat. She will wait it out. She will arrive at your house, and she'll probably just tear right into your throat and eat you alive. I know it sounds really cruel and really unusual for that, but she knows that there's a big value proposition, and she takes that stuff very seriously. Let's see here. There is a new Twister movie coming out, Anna. That is a fact. Twisters is going to be another big hit. I would say that's probably going to be $1 billion movie. Slipcover grading is a good idea, and it would also be like cool for like someone like me, because then you're giving me a hard case. But again, I'm not going to get screwed, so now I'm like suspicious of like sending that to anybody. Filling potholes with DVD discs would actually be a really good idea. Just, again, someone just needs to go to Walmart, grab like probably every cart they have in the building, because that's how many DVDs they have, because they're just sitting there not selling, and open the package, start crunching them up and filling them in holes. Life would get a lot better. At least we'd be doing some kind of recycling. Sorry, I'm still catching up on your comments, guys. Well, that sucks. You can't get the original slipcover. But again, you might just be better off just throwing the whole disc away at that point. That's the problem. Like, it's just like, again, like I say, no slip, no point. No, the cat will not call you. The cat would just silently slink into your house and would probably be like one of the most horrific experiences that's ever happened to any human being on this side of the moon. Not to be dark, but that's a fact. Baby Blu-ray is very serious about these investments. She knows that she's going to be living well too. So she does not want her life impacted. You know, she knows that she has a future where she is just going to have a pool filled with wet food that she can just slurp down endlessly and become like the biggest, fattest cat in existence. So, again, you know, you don't want to break her dreams. We were talking about the movie Twister. I don't think. Well, Netflix doesn't put out movies. They're pretty smart. You know, they know that the future of that stuff does not lie in the physical realm. I think they know that they'd lose their butt. They would need to get like some sucker to put that out on their own. I have not seen the trailer for Long Legs yet. How long are his legs? That's the question I have for you. Maybe a baby Blu-ray sticker. I don't know. I don't have any plans for any merchandise at this point. I'm not that big yet, but maybe, you know, again, if the channel keeps growing, you know, there could be baby Blu-ray shirts, there could be baby Blu-ray hats, there could be baby Blu-ray pillows. Who knows? I think a baby Blu-ray pillow would be pretty cool because half the time she just is basically a pillow as is. So, oh, you have a good night too, sir. I would say the stickers are probably going to be worth money. Yeah, you're talking about like if you don't open them, leave the stickers on. Because I think even like the old timey like They Live Blu-ray, like I think that had like a buy sticker on it or something. So that's going to be something down the road that someone's like, oh, you know, that sticker would probably bring up the value by a couple thousand here in 3 to 5 years. But I don't know if it'd be more than the slipcover. I feel like the slipcover is still the main attraction, but it definitely would help. So again, if you leave them all sealed, you know, you're doing yourself a favor. Well, the only problem is like, what would we do about the hat? I'd be like, I'd have to like make a licensing arrangement with like Sony to get like Jumanji, like, because you can't not have the hat. But you know, honestly, I'm popular enough at this point where like I'm gonna walk in there and they're just gonna have a knockoff Slipcover Steve costume, and it's just gonna be a plain hat, sunglasses, and a beard. And I don't know, and that's gonna be very frustrating because I'm not gonna see a dime of that, and I know that's what's gonna happen. No, I would say you should not open the movie. If you can avoid opening the movie, that's the way to do it. The more you watch it, the more likely a disc is going to get damaged. But here's the thing, if you never open the movie, even if the disc is damaged, you don't know. You have no way of knowing. So in your mind, it's always brand new. Well, I would say reversible slipcover, but I actually think that Trick or Treat like slipcover is coming out. I think it's like reversible somehow. Um, so that would be. I don't know what else you can do because there's that. I know Severin put out one for that Kathy's Curse and has like the glowing eyes. So I've seen lenticular slipcovers. I'm not sure. And like the only other thing I could think is that like you'd have like a nice thick box slipcover and it's just like there's lights all over the place. And maybe you could like reverse it and like with the magnets are similar to like what doing with the Trick or Treat one, and like that one would be non-lit up, but I don't know. That would probably be very expensive. I would buy it, but I don't know if others would. Oh well, you know, again, if I can make some money and get licensing for this stuff, you know, you guys need to contact these big people and tell them, hey, we want Slipcover Steve merch, you know, and then they'll get a hold of me and then we can make something happen. Wait, which movie do people care about? Or are you just talking about in general? Because honestly, half the time people mostly want the slipcover. That's what we're all about here. But Dazzled will probably get a slipcover. I bet you any money Shout will put that out and give it a slipcover. Brendan Fraser is very popular right now. Did Video so someone else had already done reversible slipcover before the Trick or Treat one? I don't remember, man. There's always stuff going on, but it's a good idea. It's always a good idea. What do you mean inserts? Your daily inserts flip. Do you mean like reverse like the cover art, like from like the theatrical poster to like the new like art that's on the slipcover? Is that what you're talking about? That's a good idea, having decoy slipcovers. But again, like I said, you really just need like a tough guard cat like I do. They are writing a new. I wouldn't be shocked if they're writing a new movie for Brendan. Brendan, like I said, Brendan's a big star, so I think it'd be kind of like a missed opportunity to not take advantage of that. Because I don't know if you guys have seen, you know, the third Mummy movie, Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, I believe, but that's like honestly probably one of the best movies, filmmaking achievements I've ever seen. It's a true classic. So if they can kind of pick up where that left off, you know, I'm all in. We are at 12:12, my guys. I'm happy we've had a lot of discussion here. We actually did have 10 people in at one point. He is bigger after the whale in more ways than one, that's for sure. But we've had a pretty good turnout here. Well, again, more steelbooks need to have slipcovers. That's part of the problem. But hey, again, like I said, if you haven't followed me on Facebook and Instagram, now's the time to do it. I've got TikTok as well. Don't post on TikTok very much, but you are welcome to follow me there. We're probably going to get ready to wrap this up, just because it is getting late. You know, I do have to go. I know it sounds crazy going to work on a Sunday, but I do have to go into work tomorrow. I got a long day ahead. Next 3 days, I've got 3 very long days, so I shouldn't be on here too much longer. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't liked this stream yet, make sure you like it. Thank you. I'm glad you guys liked the stream. I hope everyone had fun. I might try and do one on Wednesday, possibly. Yeah, and again, stay subbed. That's always important. I might try and do a stream on Wednesday. I can't guarantee it. It'll either be Wednesday or Thursday, but probably Wednesday because, like I said, I've got enough content in the bag to go through Tuesday. So I may not post a new video on Wednesday. I may just do a stream. Well, you know, I'm just trying to help other people take advantage of the situation and gain their own wealth. That's the only reason I reveal the trade secrets. But hey, again, if you have content you want to see from me, you're welcome to comment on any of the other videos. If you haven't watched any of the videos I put out this week, I think the Crimson Peak review is pretty good. It hasn't gotten a lot of views, so send that some love if you can. I did a video on what I'm going to do if my collection is ruined or robbed or destroyed. Check that out. And I've got, I think tomorrow's video, I'm pretty sure, is about all this, I'm trying to remember, it's about the Hollywood agenda, because people keep asking me about that, so I'm not going to spoil that video for you, but you're going to want to check it out. I missed a ton of comments here. But thank you, yeah, definitely if you can like all the videos coming out, it always helps more people find them. I don't anticipate anyone to actually share the content because it's always kind of weird to share like videos you're watching on YouTube with people, but I appreciate if you do share. Share the channel to anyone you think you might like it. Always looking for more ways to grow. So, but I appreciate everyone that came in tonight. We had an okay turnout. Again, you know, last minute stream and everything. So, but thank you. Like I said, I'm going to try and stream Wednesday, and I've got 3 videos lined up all the way through Tuesday. So plenty of content. I can't always guarantee I'll have 7 videos out, you know, every week, but I tried to have a constant stream of content for you guys. So I basically work in waste management. I throw away enough DVDs. That's for sure. It feels like that's a full-time job in and of itself. But all right. Thank you guys. Again, like I said, if you have suggestions for other video content you want to see, comment on any video. You can comment on this video, comment any other video I have, message me on Instagram, message me on Facebook, whatever you want to do. But all right, peace out guys, and have a good one.